Welcome to our week. I don't know, I think it's week 6 or 7 because we have a few weeks left. My apologies for one. Let me start with module 6. For some reason, the activities did not save, so I had to go back in and fix the class discussion, which I sent a notice out to you for the due date to be December 15th, just so you'll know that it's there and also that you need to go back. And then also the video examples of the UDL lesson activities. Another thing that was there, but for some reason it did not save, probably on my part, operator error. Doing things at late at night, probably not the best idea. Okay, so for the next couple of weeks, you should have the goal in mind to complete the work. I'm learning from this class that we probably need deadlines for every single assignment and week, so I will be putting in those changes for the next course. Doing courses on Canvas versus PGP is a little bit of a challenge, especially since I know some students have experienced PGP style courses. So I wanted to try to do a combination, but I've noticed that actually sometimes doesn't work in the favor of the students. So thanks for teaching me that lesson, even if you didn't intentionally mean to. Okay, so number one, this coming week is the first. You should have already submitted the final project check-in one. Those are non-negotiable. They actually replace the individual practices to demonstrate understanding. So please go back in and complete those because they are a requirement for you to do. Number two, also anything that has point ranges actually go into your grade. So it would be a great idea if you don't lose any points, but it will also be a great idea if you go in with the understanding that this is intended to add to your grade, not deduct from it. So with that in mind, the purpose is for you to complete everything during that week and not to have to go back unless there's some extenuating circumstances that you can avoid. So number one, final check-in for the final project check-in one should be submitted sometime this weekend. I am grading the midterms. I just wanted to wait to the deadline, which was today, to release any of the content because I don't release the projects until after everyone has turned them in, or just about everyone, because I know people sometimes in the past have compared scores or even talked about their overall. So I want everyone to have the same experience and not feel like they're waiting. I release them on the same day. So you'll start seeing those coming back to you between today and tomorrow. Number two, for module 6, I have cut back on one of the class discussions. There's only one in there, and then your only other thing that you have to do is to read, which I would highly stress that you do because it has some really great things in there, and also the reflection and the final project check-in. Module 7 coming up soon does the differentiated instruction versus universal design. So that is a really important module because it actually helps you integrate current things that you already know and gives you a brief overview. Module 8, remember, that's the peer individual practice to demonstrate understanding. That's the peer one, leading you into the peer activity. So you should be practicing how to look at curriculum design and also really look at structuring a couple of lesson plans, which is the purpose of the final project, for you to design 2 different lessons. Now, I have received only one of the final project check-ins, and I thank you for that, the person who turned it in. It was great. However, I stress to you to use the checkpoints that have been provided to you. If you don't see the file, please let me know. I'll probably add it in the actual physical announcement, but you need to use those checkpoints because they actually demonstrate that you're implementing aspects of UDL. So I know it may seem like a simple thing to integrate UDL into your practices, but it's more than just a couple of PowerPoints. It's more than just you adding symbols. It does take for you to actually strategically place certain things in so that you're adding to your lesson. So please make sure that you're using Module 7 and also Module 6 to help you learn how to better design to get through Module 8. And then Module 9, remember, is the collaborative group activity. Now, if you don't put readings in there, then there aren't any things to be read. So the dates are a little bit weird, and I'll fix those now. I just noticed that. However, it is your responsibility to have your group activity in, I would say, no later than December 15th, and that's because of the fact that the next week is the last week of classes. So I'm going to move the due date now to the 15th. It will be open until, let's see, from the 8th. I'm fixing it as we're actually talking, all the way until the 15th. Now you might be wondering, really quickly, what is the purpose of that? Well, now that you've had an opportunity to read and review content, you may have some recommended content or even videos that you want your classmates to be a part of. So it is super cool to be able to provide those types of resources to your classmates, even if they may not be on UDL. Maybe you found a different way that you prefer, and you want to recommend that. So this is where that goes. What you can do as an individual is upload your content. You don't have to always wait for your group to do it, but it is a discussion that should be happening. I know that for some of your groups you're facing challenges, but please don't give up. It is a perfect opportunity for you to say, or even email each other, hey, I was thinking about adding these resources or posing this discussion question. What do you think? And that will be great. So the collaborative group reading assignment, also the collaborative group reading summary presentation. However you want to do the summary is totally fine by me. You just need to have a summary for people to engage with. Those will be due by the 15th as well. Everything will be due by the 15th. And the way it will work is that you can choose which group activities you want to participate in, and that's how you receive your credit. You won't lose credit for not participating in every single thing, but you have to choose at least one group's activities to participate in. I hope that's very clear. Please email me, call me if you have any questions. I will be in New York for a few days, so my time difference will be actually the same as the clock on the class. So please don't mind the early emails or the super late ones because we're on a different time zone. Okay, well, if you, I think that's all. I'll make sure to update those things on our Module 9, and please feel free to reach out. And don't lose hope if you are under the weather or you're experiencing some challenges. Keep pressing on, and I know that you'll be able to finish.